Hello, my name is John Griffin Donnan. A lot of people call me Dr.Leisure. I like to make these short videos in a variety of topics: food, fashion, travel, technology. I like to make these short videos and I hope you like watching them. But if you don't, that's fine too. Many people concerned with so-called home defense think about a shotgun with a shorter barrel, no stock, or a grip like a pistol. These can be very useful, providing homeowner confidence, though it's unlikely they will ever be used. Because they are smaller, they are obviously less cumbersome than a full-sized weapon. However, many experts don't agree on their utility or practicality. I borrowed an example of a shorter shotgun cut down from a redundant long. Many are available manufactured to be short and lawful. Be very aware that explicit rules and regulation exist about the length of a shotgun. As is my agenda, this is an introductory description. YouTube is filled with very good videos by people with much more information about shotguns in particular and firearms in general. Once you get introduced to the idea here, I suggest becoming better informed by looking at other and more thorough videos available on YouTube if you are interested in this topic. If the weapon follows the law and is owned and safely stored, things should be fine. Before talking about benefits of choosing a short shotgun, it helps to understand the basic rules. In simple words, a shotgun barrel that is 18 inches long or longer is usually legal under federal law, though it's important to make sure and to check out individual circumstances and ongoing changes. There is also a rule about the whole gun's length. At the time I'm working on this, the overall length must be at least 26 inches. If a shotgun meets both numbers according to current available text, as I understand it, on the subject, it is normally treated like a regular firearm. Apparently, there is no federal rule that says the stock must be full-sized if the barrel and overall length is okay. Again, always check. But if someone shortens a barrel to less than 18 inches or makes the whole gun shorter than 26 inches, that can turn it into a special regulated item under the National Firearms Act. Those firearms require registration and a tax stamp. In short, if I can use that term here, a standard firearm with an 18-inch plus barrel is legal, but making it shorter than the limit brings on extra legal steps. Laws can change, so checking is always smart. These so-called sawed-off shotguns became heavily restricted primarily due to their association with violent crime during the Prohibition era and the Great Depression, the 1920s, 1930s, because they were symbols of organized crime and bank robbers. It led to the 1934 National Firearms Act, the NFA, which taxed and regulated them due to the concealability and perceived threat. This posture was reinforced by the Supreme Court in U.S. v. Miller, 1939 decision following the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, viewing them as lacking militia-related purpose. Today's short, factory-made shotguns, especially those with pistol grips and compact designs, are often just called short-barrel shotguns or SBSs, but varied models have trade names such as Super Shorty and may be regulated as any other weapons, AOWs, under the National Firearms Act, the NFA, if they lack the traditional stock or are under certain lengths, distinguishing them legally from modified sort of versions. At this time, super shorty shotguns must be registered as an AOW under the NFA for legal civilian ownership in the U.S. Pay a $5 tax stamp and get ATF approval, as its short length and design classify it as a Title II firearm. Now, let's talk about why some people choose a short barrel. One big benefit is easy handling. A shorter barrel is lighter and easier to move. This can help smaller adults, older users, or anyone who finds long, heavy guns hard to control. It's kind of like using a short broom in a small closet instead of a long one. You won't knock over the shelves, and your closet will thank you. Another benefit is storage and movement. A short shotgun can be easier to store in a safe or cabinet. It can also be simpler to carry around the house when unloaded and secured. Shorter barrels are also common on sporting and utility shotguns meant for close-range use, like home protection or farm work, where long-distance shooting is simply not needed. Many people like the balance of a shorter setup because it feels steady without being bulky. Of course, safety comes first. A shorter shotgun is not a toy, and it must be handled with care, training, and respect for the law. Used properly, a legal short barrel, short stock shotgun can be comfortable, practical, and easier for more people to use. Kind of like a well-sized backpack instead of one that drags along the ground.